Turn it up. Turn it up.
Hey, turn your radio up. Listen, you have tuned in to another exciting edition of the Re-Up with your host,
Hey.
Deacon Seaworth, Young Lasagna, and your man, Bishop One Good Leg. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it like it should be. Listen, before we get into the show, because it's going to be power packed and we got some special guests tonight, but I want to tell y'all just a quick Hollywood true stories, man.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Hollywood.
Listen,
Yes.
I remember the first car I got. I was so excited, man. You know, my mom knew this lady. They had come into some money, you know, the way that, you know, most black people do. They had a case and they won and they got their settlement money. And so they started lending people money as a business. And we was one of their first customers.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, yeah. And so they lent me some money to buy a car. And I got the money and bought a car. And this guy sold me the biggest lemon you ever seen. I'm talking about this is one of them sun-kissed lemons, the big juicy ones. You heard me? It was the lemon. That mug didn't run a month straight the whole time I had it.
Ooh.
But I got out there and the body was clean. It looked good. It was gold. It had some spoke-looking hubcaps. It was a clean little hatchback car. I saw myself really, you know what I'm saying, making this car kind of one of a kind. Nobody was really driving it. And I said, hey, I like this car, you know what I'm saying? What can we do with it? He said, you know, it runs great. It's got good cold AC and heat and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? It needs some, you know, the minor things or whatever. I should have known then, but I pressed on because I really wanted a car. I was tired of having to beg my mama to use her car. And so, anywho, I bought the car, right? I bought the car and I had the freedom. I had finally the freedom that I wanted. You know, I could go places, I could do whatever I wanted to do. But I would tell chicks, I'd be like, hey, listen, I'm going to come pick you up. I just got my car. It's a vet. And they get all excited. They be like, oh, you got a vet? Like, yeah, I got a gold vet and it's got, you know, the spoke wheels and everything on. Oh, that sounds clean. Come pick me up. Come pick me up. So I pull up and they be like, what? What is this? I say, it's my vet. Like, this ain't no vet. I say, yes, it's a Chevette. It's a vet.
A Chevette. A Chevette. Lord,
keep it clean, baby. You feel me? So
a Chevette.
that mug, that first weekend, I should have known it was a problem because it broke down on me. That was the foreshadowing of what was to come. That thing, man. I'm talking about, I was driving down the street one time, it broke down on me so bad, the whole exhaust pipe just dropped and started dragging in the street. It was like, whoa. I said, oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding?
No.
Who does this? So
I have to go talk to that man. We're gonna have to talk.
Man. I wanted to whip that man so bad. He did me so dirty, man. But I did it to myself, you know, being desperate. That's why you should never go buy a car when you have to have one, because you'll always get stuck with something like
there
what
it is. Look at it.
Oh my God.
Did it
Get
look
that
like
off the
that?
screen.
Was that it?
Off the screen.
Was that it?
Get it off. Get it off. Oh God, get it off.
Let me add to this story. Back in Virginia, man, me and my boys, like I didn't have no car. I ain't had no car until I was like 17, 18. So my best friend, shout out to my boy Sean, he had a Chevette. And he had like speakers in the back of it. So that hatchback, he put some speakers back there. He was the first person.
He had a booming vet.
The booming vet, yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So all of us used to, after high school, we'll just pile up in the back of his car. It was like 6 of us.
Wow.
And y'all know I'm 6 foot, right? All my friends is around my height, my size.
It was rough in the hood. It was rough.
No, y'all did. Right?
No, they were playing that big top music when y'all got out the car.
You know, Sheldon, I caught that. Oh, I didn't get a car till I was like 17, 18. Man, I got a car till I was probably 21. Talking about 17, 18. I was 20 plus getting my car. and
Wow.
had to get
I
myself.
should have waited till I was 20 per.
Paid myself.
For real.
Because my car broke down just like Dion's. Like,
That's horrible, boy.
man, that's a good memory right there, man. Hey, thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, look at Big Husky. He got his piece in here.
I bought a car for somebody for like $600, and
$600. We in
$600
trouble already.
So I done had it for like 3 weeks, and I don't know if y'all know who Ronnie Coleman is. Ronnie Coleman was for Arlington PD, and Ronnie Coleman knocks on my door. I'm living in his house. Ronnie Coleman knocks on my door. Ronnie Coleman say, "Whose car is that right out there? This one right out front." I had just cleaned it out because I was like, okay, so we gonna have a picnic the next day. My lady, I was gonna take on a picnic. I'm gonna hook the back up. Ronnie Coleman comes to my door. Ronnie Coleman is a world-class bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But he works for Arlington PD at the same time. He's like an 8-time world champ. He said, "Whose car is that out there?" I'm looking at Ronnie, and I'm looking at the car, and I'm looking at the car, and I'm looking at Ronnie. Ronnie was like, "I'm gonna ask one more time, whose car is that out there?" I was like, it's mine. He said, "Okay, show me the paperwork." I show him the paperwork and everything. He said, "Well, who you buy this car from?" Now,
this story going down. This is hood stories for real.
I don't know nobody's real name. So that Ronnie Coleman right there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know the dude's real name. I just say Kiwi because that was his name. That's how I knew him. He sold me the car for $600. I had the paperwork everything. He said, "Well, I just want to see if this car is stolen. We can handle this 2 ways." Hold up. Ronnie told me that we can handle this 2 ways. I said, "First of all, we're not gonna handle this 2 ways. The car is yours." Ronnie, you got to strangle me. I don't want. Ronnie said, "Okay, I'm gonna take the car to the owner. I'm not gonna charge you with receiving stolen property." Ronnie took the car and left. When I say I didn't even know I was holding my breath until Ronnie left, and I gave him the keys until Ronnie left my breath. So I held my breath. Like Ronnie walked away, and I was like, "This is not Jesus right here." But he took the car, but he didn't take me to jail. But when I saw Ronnie Coleman at my door, I said, "This can only go one way." Like, like they said, Ronnie was the type of dude that you didn't want him to run after you. I was like, well, first of all, I'm slow because I'm light skinned, so I was slow.
You're a ball player, y'all. Don't let him fool you.
He said, "I'm slow."
I was thinking about
now. I would say, do you want somebody like this putting you in a headlock?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
And this is a little picture.
Yeah, that's a little picture. And like when Ronnie came to the door, I was like a fan because I just trust him. I said, "So them real?" Everybody that he was like, "I get these at the gym." Ron was talking to me. Like I felt like my voice needed to grow up just to talk to him because I felt like I was talking in my toddler voice and he was talking in his grown man voice.
Okay.
So, me and Ronnie had so that is my official Ronnie Coleman story.
Yeah.
That was your scared man voice. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that was scared.
So real quick, why? Because y'all done probably came in and like, who's all these faces on the re-up? Husky ain't no stranger to the re-up though. Like he's been rolling with us since we was at Fishbowl Radio.
Oh yeah.
A couple of times when it's just me in the studio, I'll be like, "Hey Husky, it's just me in the studio. Can you come bail me out, man? Can you come? Can you come kick it with me?"
Well, that is my life story. I am the closer. Hey, last minute. I'm telling you, I have more people back last minute than a lot of people.
But don't let him fool you. He ain't no closer. He's an opening act, man. I'm really excited to have my brother on the show, Big Husky. I see Apryl. It's been a minute. How you doing? Last time I saw you, we was at that church, and you and Husky were performing at that church in Weatherford. Is it Weatherford or Hearst? Somewhere out there.
That had to be a minute ago then.
Yeah, it was
that was a minute ago. Yes, it has been a minute.
Oh, shoot. That had to be, that's almost
10 years.
Right.
Yeah, probably easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. That
But
was a while back.
That's how big an impact y'all made. People remember.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember.
That's my baby brother.
Okay.
Oh, this is the baby brother. Yeah, because we gotta.
He just thinks he's the oldest. I'm the
Oh,
oldest.
he think he's the oldest. Oh, you the oldest. Okay, now I'm glad you said that because
we got a thug in the middle though.
Okay,
we got a no limit soldier in between us.
I'm out.
Okay.
The de facto mom of all of us.
Right.
She the de facto mom.
Because she calls us and did you call your mom today? Did you call your sister? Well, your daddy in the house. She is the official death report. Like, you know how there's one member in the family?
Don't do that.
Apryl is the sister that tells us, so you know so-and-so died. Only thing with Apryl is she don't try to get you to remember folks. If you don't remember them, we just let it go. We just like, she's not trying to get you to remember.
Well, they gone.
I mean, why exert all that energy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I give you like 2 or 3 examples and you don't remember, I mean, I got you, Apryl. I got you.
Like, you remember? Remember when you were 2 and they watched you when you were 2? I was like, I barely remember yesterday. I don't remember.
Oh, that's fun.
So, Husky, first and foremost, for our guests or for our audience that may not have, had an opportunity to meet you, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I put it in the notes. I know you're a comedian, you're an actor, you're a producer, you're a preacher, you do it all, man. So, and over the last 10 years, I know you've been doing more stuff. So, my follow-up question to that, just so you can be prepared is what you've been doing for the last 10 years or so. So tell them what you do, and then tell them what you've been doing.
You kind of told them everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I do all that I do. But most importantly, look for ways to help the people that I say I love the most. And like with this experience that we're about to have, I look forward to finding ways to help everybody I can, even if it's just a simple tag on Facebook. If someone said they need a comedian or something, I'm gonna tag you if I remember. But always trying to love on people, love who I love the most.
What's that noise?
What was the second question?
What you been doing?
What have I
Since you started doing what you do?
Well,
I mean, we've seen you in a couple of posting some movies. Like, tell us about something.
Sure enough.
I have definitely come over to the movie side more recently. I've had movies on Peacock, Tubi, one actually was in the theaters, and that was with old boy from the Temptations, Otis. Like Malik, I can't remember his name. It's Malik is his real name, but y'all know him as Otis from the Temptations. I did a movie with him called Unfavorable Odds. I've done a lot of movie work or TV work. And some of that work is not always on camera. Some of that is behind the scenes, PA, director, craft services. I do a little bit of everything because I'm trying to learn all of the things in behind the scenes so that I can know how to direct people the right way.
Awesome.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Apryl, what you been up to for the last 10 years?
A lot.
She got 30 seconds.
So let me ask real quick before you answer that question. Are you the oldest sibling? I'm
the oldest sibling.
You the oldest sibling? Awesome. Me too. I feel you. That's why we relate so much. You know.
So understand that y'all know Darnell the adult. Just times 10 as a child.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
I was trained to be a mother. I was trained to be a mother.
You've been trained by the best.
I was trained to be a mother, okay?
Trained.
I got stories for days, and I won't embarrass them today.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, no, I done got a couple of degrees. Listen, in 10 years, I done got a couple of degrees. I have been traveling, moving, and no, I'm a mental health professional, so.
Awesome.
I mean, it was inevitable that she worked in mental health. I'm her brother.
Mm-hmm. See, she had to see about him.
Come on. See, that's half the battle.
Okay, admission. Admit it.
That part.
So go ahead.
But in the later time here, I have been moving more towards music. Not that I've never stopped doing music. I've always sang since I was 2. So I've always sang, but as far as putting out music, as far as doing it in the capacity in which I do it now, since the pandemic, it kind of started in the pandemic. I started recording. Again, remember, I'm a mental health professional, so you had to find something else to do that you can put your time into, because we were locked in. But while y'all was locked in, I was not locked in. I was outside.
Okay.
I had a needy caseload that I used to do in-home therapeutic services. So I had a very needy caseload. I moved over to group home services, doing clinical work, and I ended up with being a clinical director, but it's not for the weak. Mental health makes no sense. I'm just, I have people go, why they just won't do? And I'm like, it has no logic whatsoever.
That's the truth.
And then just to share my story of, living in a home with domestic violence, living in, sexual assaults, being bullied in school. So all of those things I take and put into the music, because I think just as, being pastors or going to church, I don't think that we often are relatable to the people we speak to. Everybody is not the same. And so we do have to start opening up what it is that we talk to and how we reach people. And I talk to them from 2 to 92. It don't matter. Stinking one tooth in their mouth. Like, I was the person when they used to do the outside services at church. I was the one that was outside hugging all the people that smelled like God knows what. I've always loved that. So the music just reflects who I am. I love people. So I'm in the middle of putting together some services. They don't always like me, but that's okay. For everyone that don't like me, it's 10 of them. So it's 10 of them that do. So it don't matter.
That's the truth. That's all.
I go to senior citizen homes. I give out popsicles during the summertime. Like, I'm getting ready to do an initiative now. I go to domestic violence shelters. I go to shelters that have mixed populations. I do kids. I used to be a CPS worker, so yeah, I used to do that too. I was a foster parent. I was a single parent doing foster care. So
okay.
There's a scripture we talked about a couple of episodes, Revelations 12:11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. I like what you said, right? Again, growing up and having some of those experiences, especially in our culture, all of us, we come from the Black culture. It was, what goes on in here stays in here. You know what I mean? And I think that's kept us as a culture sometimes bound to a lot of generational curses and things like that. And because a lot of people end up feeling like they're the only ones going through it, you know. So when they have ministers, when they have mental health professionals, when they have people like yourself and Husky that don't mind, and Dion and Lasagna, myself, that don't mind sharing what the true testimony is, what God really brought us out of, then that is what kind of gives people hope. You know, a lot of us lead with scripture.
But you know what, though? I think one of the things that we have to start doing, especially as Black people, I need for us to still remember who we are. Because, you know, sometimes we get a little bit of knowledge and we go crazy and we forget that we still live in America and we are still, you know, we ain't, we, and sometimes we lose our mind. And so then we have kids and because we grew up in certain ways, we don't want our kids to go through this, but we forget there were some lessons that we learned along the way that we are not teaching our kids. If you look at our kids today, they are very sensitive. They are very entitled. They don't want you to say anything. They think they know everything because they got Google. You know, what we experience, they have to Google. You know, what we've been through, they have to go look it up on the internet. We actually lived it. So, you know, I'm born in the 70s. We was the latchkey kids. You know, the real latchkey kids. I'm talking about stepping up on a chair to wash the dishes. And, you know, and I do like the vein in which we go in where kids are allowed to talk and to have things, but I think we just have to put it back in perspective. And even in the church, we have to get back to teaching basic principles and making sure that we teach those to the children, because remember, those are the ones that's going to make the decisions when we old.
Don't play.
And at the rate that they going, I don't want them making no decisions for me. I don't know about you. No, but outside of all of that, I mean, there's still really, really great kids, you know, that are doing things. But I think that we have handicapped our kids because, you know, we have become entitled to some things that we're not necessarily entitled to. You know, hard work still go a long way. Manners still go a long way. And that's for grown people and for kids. Because I think a lot of people have forgotten their manners.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to, you know, for our guests or for our audience, we have Husky, we have Apryl online for a really special occasion on July 21st. They have an event coming up. It's called the Epic Experience. And you got Big Husky, you got Apryl, you got our also a friend of the ReuPLive, Norris J. Daijah Renae, I gotta meet her. I haven't met her yet. And Jason Carter. But that's happening at the Arlington Improv. Now, if y'all know the improv is known for comedy. You know what I mean? But Husky, tell us about this event and how and why you put this together.
Crazy thing is, there was a promoter who was talking to me about putting me on a show. There was someone with more of a name, and they went with that person. And I'm not chasing a show. I'm not chasing the next gig. I'm not. But I got an idea. I was like, I put on my own show. I'm good enough. I said, I'm good enough that I can put it on wherever I want to. So I went and I talked to Ted and Ty. I went and talked to them at the Arlington Improv. I said, I want to do a show. And they was like, what type of show? I said, I want to do a variety show, but it's going to be gospel. And Ted kind of just looked at me and said, he just looked at me, and Ty's the one that said, well, let's try it out. So we did a couple, and then I got the bright idea to say, well, let's put it on film. And it's been interesting because putting it on film, I got a lot of pushback. I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff. There's been a lot going on since I decided to put it on film because there were people that felt entitled because they're my friends because they know me, because we cool, because we family, because I'm bro. They're sis. They feel like they should have been on the show. I mean, if that's the case, Dion and Lasagna would have been on there. If it's just about brother and sister, if it's just about my association. But it wasn't that. When I prayed, and I said, God, who? God said, these people. And I said, God, why? And God said, because these people always support everyone. These people that are on the show, they have no problem supporting other artists. They
Right.
need someone that doesn't mind supporting them. I actually called April last. April is my sister, but I call her last. But I called everybody. I said, "Hey, can you do the show?" And I actually called two other people. Um, and they said they had to pray about it. So they didn't get a. They didn't. They didn't get a. They didn't. Because well, first of all, I pray in the morning. I pray early in the morning, and I can't pray for my daily bread, and then my daily bread come, and I don't want to eat. So I, a lot of people, we try to be so deep. I pray about it. Either you know or you don't know. So they got left off because it was actually going to be seven of them, but two of them didn't, and then two of them, I told them, I said, hey, I need you for the next one that we're going to film because you fit that one, not this one. And I feel like Damon Wayans in there. Why would I do my first recording and not have my sister on it? And my sister is an artist. If one of us go, we all go.
All right.
That's just how we was raised. So my sister is an artist. I said, hey, you want to do it? She said, yeah. I talked to Chris. And Chris said, cool, good. Jason, I talked to Jason Carter. I said, Jason, hey man, we doing this show. He said, what date? I said, this date. He said, bet I'm in. Norris, of course, as soon as I called Norris said, as long as my schedule is free, I'm there. And then the funny thing about Daijah Renae is she did one of my previous shows, and I was at Bar Louie eating some wings, and she walked up on me. I didn't know who she was because she had different hairdo and different, makeup.
We change it up.
That part,
Yeah.
y'all.
Okay.
So she walked up on me, and she came up and she hugged me. She said, I just want to thank you because you didn't know me, and her friend Odyssey Sims that plays for the WNBA, I actually know her, and she's the one who recommended Daisy. And I said, I put her on the show. Sight unseen. I didn't even know she could sing. I put her on the first show. So Daisy comes up to me this time, and she's like, "Thank you for putting me on the show. You really put me out there when other people probably wouldn't." I said, "Cool. So what you doing July 21st?" She said, "Nothing." I said, "Good. You're gonna be on this show. We're filming." So but I have the perfect accompaniment to the comedy because three of them are singers, one is a rapper, and then I do comedy. And so it's gonna be fun. We don't know what it's gonna be named for the one of those apps. We don't even know which app we're going to choose yet. We have a couple of the apps that we want to choose. But it was important and imperative that we do this show because this show is going to set us up not not for me. It's not about Big Husky. It's not about Cinnaholic. And shout out to Cinnaholic Grand Prairie because they are our title sponsor, our lead sponsor. But it's not about us. It's about the artists who come after us. It's the
Right.
Apryls, it's the Norris J's, it's the Deion Millers and the Lasagna Vicks and stuff. And like my one homeboy said, well, why didn't you choose me? And I had to have a real honest conversation with him. I said, well, first of all, you're not doing anything with your gift. I don't work with people that's not doing nothing with their gift. We're not doing this so we can be cute and famous. I'm not doing this so I can be famous. I'm okay. We're doing this to lift up the name of the Lord. We're doing this so that I can help. How do I have how do I have something and not try to push my friends, try to push my family? So I didn't I told him you're not doing anything with your gift. You have a gift. You have a beautiful gift. But you won't use it. But you only want to use it when it seems like it's gonna be the big time. That's not how I roll. Um, so even with the re-up, Sheldon, we've been cool forever. And I didn't ask Sheldon to do the pregame until I talked to him on the phone the other day. I said, "Can you do the pregame for the second one that we did?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, cool. But a lot of people took it personal because it was they weren't a part. But I said, well, you could always be a part behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden, don't nobody want to work. Don't everybody want to work when it's time to get on stage, but nobody wanted to work behind the scenes, not knowing how hard it is to put a show like this on and then film it, and to film it with the Bleak Empire, Shaquela and Dwayne and them who are coming in to film it, and they did me a solid. Like they're really going to look out for us and push us to be even greater. So to have all the factors that are going on behind the scenes and hear the stuff that I'm hearing, I just been like, okay, God, I see what you mean. And people that took it personal, cool. Like I got deleted and blocked. I'm talking about folks ain't answering calls. They reading the message, but they ain't responding to the message. And so now that it's getting closer, all of a sudden everybody want to call and say, hey, what can I do to help you? Not nothing. All you can do is buy a ticket. Well, I can't get it free. You can buy a ticket. No, everybody that's on the show is free. My mama is free. Everybody else buy tickets. My mama is, I don't have no woman. That's my girlfriend. So she's going to be my plus one until I get a wife. And then she's going to be my plus. So my mama going to be my plus two when I get a wife. When I get a wife, she's going to be plus one. And then mama will be my plus two. But my mom is the only one that I said, my mom is the only one that gives things free. Everybody else had to buy a ticket. And people got mad. I said, well, we got to pay for this production, post-production. We got to pay for marketing and stuff. And
Sure enough.
I'm talking about folks is mad because they said, well, what can I do? Just come and serve. Come buy a ticket and sit in the audience and be great in the audience. Be a Pew member today. Because we're not putting you on stage if you're not one of the acts. So this has been an interesting putting this together. And just the people who say they want to work until you actually say, well, hey, I need you to, oh, you want me to work? Yeah. Like you said, what can I do? Well, you can do this. You can do this behind the scenes. So it's been a testament of my patience. I ain't cussed nobody out this whole time. And I promise y'all the Lord has worked on my mouth because I felt a Peter spirit come out of me. But it has not come out. I ain't cussed nobody out. I've been doing real good. My cussing has gone down by 30% during this whole thing.
Dion,
yeah.
Dion feeling blessed too.
Listen, that's not my testimony. That's Big Husky testimony. That ain't me. That ain't me. I'm not claiming that. That's him.
Yeah,
that's him.
That's him.
But both of y'all got this Peter spirit, man. Like,
well, I cuss you right out. I cuss you right out. I'm gonna be honest about mine.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Hey, that's probably why he didn't put me on the show.
But I'm gonna be
Now Husky, our dude. It don't matter what he do. He our dude.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm slighting anyone. Y'all, like I tell people all the time. And the one lady, she said, "Well, I need to be on your show." You funny? I said, "Well, let me help you out with something, baby." Stacey Holloway is funny. Lasagna Whit is funny. Chanel Bennett is funny. I start naming comedians that I personally know. So you're not the only one I know. Like, don't ever get it twisted that you're the only one I know. You are, and I had to let her know. I said, and I need you to know something. You may be a resource, but until you become God, you will never be the source. And she was like, oh wow. So yeah, it's been funny. Behind the scenes has been real funny. It has been real funny, and so
So what can they expect when they come to the show?
Well, when you come to the show, let your hair down. This ain't Chris Rock. We actually, all of us are fighters, so you ain't gonna get up on stage and slap none of us.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Even my host, so you ain't gonna run up on us. You ain't gonna be Chris Rock. We're not gonna be professional if you hit us. We gonna touch every wall if you touch us. So I just need you to know, come with your best behavior. And we got security. We will have armed security in the building. So just in case get out of line, we saved, but we ain't forgot. We saved, but we ain't forgot. So we will have armed security in the building, just to make sure everybody is safe and secure for that day.
Yeah. So same question, Apryl. Like when you perform, what are people coming to experience?
You're coming to get a story.
Okay.
You're coming to get a collective story of because I want to be able I want to be able to tell you why I love God.
Come
Mhm.
on.
It's one thing to say you love him, but why do you love him?
Right.
And I will never be able to communicate everything because you know he's done so much for me. I literally cannot tell it all. Just maybe about 5 weeks ago, I had a small stroke. So I'm a walking
What?
testimony. I am standing, breathing, sitting
on.
here, you know, but God is amazing. So I had to make some changes. I had to do some things different, but I'm a walking testimony. So you know, I could have definitely, it could have been a big stroke. So we, we thank God. So, um, it's you'll be able to understand why I love God.
Right.
And I think that that's important, that anybody that says they love God, you should be able to communicate with your mouth what your heart feels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
be
think
authentic about it. Because, you know, just saying he done brought me out is not enough. You never know. We're always one testimony away from deliverance for someone. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
What somebody is going to take from that. You never know what someone is feeling. You'll never know the people that contemplate suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, somebody is contemplating it, and somebody else is actually in the act of committing suicide. So, suicides happen while we sitting here. There's
Right.
been multiple suicides. People take their lives all the time. They don't know how to. They have allowed trauma to take hostage of them. But thanks be to God who have given us the victory through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't have to be that way. I don't have to give in to the wild thoughts of my mind, because the enemy does definitely plays tricks on you, but he never wins. I
Yeah.
was set up to win. He was set
Lord.
up to lose.
I think another thing I love about these particular artists that are on the show is all of them are humble. Um, all of them just sit us in a collective room and ask us who we're cool with or we've been on stage with. You be in awe of who we know. But because when you meet us, 9 times out of 10, we either all five of us are gonna make you laugh. We gonna be humble about what you doing today. I'm on my way over here, and we on our way to something big, but it's just over here to us. And I love the fact that the artists that are on this show are humble. All of them have been humble. All of them have expressed how they feel about things, and you know, I tried to accommodate all of them to the best of my ability. But the humbleness probably sticks out to me about all five performers that'll be on that show on Sunday, July 21st at Arlington Improv.
Only for my baby brother would I come all the
Yeah.
way from the East Coast.
Lord, wait a minute.
He said,
Right.
"Oh, wait a minute."
Oh, listen,
My fault.
I come. I'm in PA, but I work in New Jersey, so I drive an hour to work to a whole nother state every day to
Oh,
do
wow.
what I do.
That's
So
where I'm from. My birthing place is
okay, come
NJ.
on. Listen, I do Newark. I do Newark every day.
Newark. Oh,
Newark.
okay.
No, see when you live here, it's Newark.
Yes.
I got you. I got you. I ain't lived there in a while. I was 8 years old the last time I
Right.
lived
Come on
there.
now.
Newark is in Newark is in Delaware.
Uh-huh.
Newark is in New Jersey.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
Okay, now we know the difference. There we go.
Listen, I'm on a busy street. Listen, I'm on a busy street. Um, I run home. The homes that I run are co-occurring, so they have mental health. Most of them are either bipolar, schizoaffective, the bipolar type, or they're schizophrenic. But they also all have substance abuse history, so they're co-occurring. So, and think about it: if you have mental health and then you add substance, all substances have their own psychosis, whether it is drugs, whether it's a stimulant, whether it's an upper or downer, they all have their own psychosis. So just think about that along with mental health. That's why I said mental health don't make sense.
Yeah.
The logic of it all makes no sense.
Yeah, April, I've actually been thinking about doing a show. I don't know how I want to do it. And so we may invite you back on to talk a little bit about that from the mental health, standpoint. But, with all the stuff going on in politics right now, you know what I mean? Republican, Democrat,
Absolutely.
all of that. One of the things that definitely comes up is homelessness and, my experience being close to some of that situation is, a lot of people, especially if they've been on the street for a while, they're dealing with a lot of mental illness. And so my thought process is you need both. They need to have resources and then they need the mental support. But someone told me that there's not a lot of money in that's been given to your arena to be able to support the amount of people that need, your type of help and training.
So the money is given for the services, right? But the money is not given to pay the people that do the services.
The social services.
So social services really does not pay what it should.
Right.
It just really doesn't, which is why I live in Pennsylvania, which we moved from Jersey here because we bought a home and it was cheaper to buy it in Pennsylvania than it was in New Jersey because of the property taxes. But they do not pay. They require you to have, I have a master's, I have a bachelor's, but they require all of that and still don't want to pay you. So basically what happens is when it comes to those services, you get what you pay for. If you pay bare minimum, you're going to get bare minimum services.
You better speak on that.
And who does that help? You know what I'm saying? And so like for my position, they could never pay me for what I do, right? Because I go all out. Currently, my son, my own son, who is a professional barber, he cuts for the Jets and the Giants and all that. He cuts in the houses because not only is he a barber, but he's like his mother. He loves people, talking to people. So they ask for him by name, like, when is he coming? Is he going to come and cut our hair? He talks and he dialogues with them, along with giving them haircuts. So he provides a whole service that is engagement. And I think what happens is, like in New Jersey, homelessness is what they try to battle first, because they're trying to build and do things. And so people being homeless, on the streets, it really does become a nuance. When you're trying to build something and you're trying to create, these things for people to have and then enjoy and people to buy homes and all that stuff. But the sad part about that is not long ago, I had a young man who was in the house. First of all, he wasn't appropriate for the house. I told him that. But anyway, he was there. He pushed staff. He threatened to kill me. And then he ultimately jumped on one of the staff members and beat her up, right? It took all of that for and he assaulted another resident in the home. So it took all of that for them to move him out of the house, because New Jersey goes more towards reducing the homeless population first. But I have another one who, like I said, co-occurring. He's a heavy drinker, but he really needs a closed door facility, because really he can't handle the independence of a group home, a non-locked door setting. So he needs to go to treatment. But because it's person-centered now, I'm not allowed to make him go get treatment, even though I can look at him and tell that his body is declining, his health is declining, his mental health capacity is declining. Because remember, if you are drinking or using substance, that has its own substance psychosis all by itself.
Right.
So take his schizophrenia and add to that. So he's fighting voices or audible voices or hallucinations, along with the psychosis of the continued use of substance and alcohol. So I mean, there's so many issues
It's a
with
lot
that.
to
But
it.
they're
Yeah.
trying to get rid of state hospitals. They're trying to get rid of state hospitals, but they're also trying, now they have mental health court. And I get it and I understand it because there's no logic to it, because sometimes you'll be talking to them and they know exactly what you're talking about. But honey, them delusions can go with all which kind of ways in
Okay.
2.5.
So yeah, we definitely. There's so much there that I'd like to dedicate a whole show to that
And we
conversation.
are not
Mhm.
serviced. You cannot use. So whenever my master's is in psychology, it's great knowledge, book knowledge, right? But it's only a foundation. When you take that and now you come to the hood, if you are not versed in the hood, them books don't mean nothing.
Okay. You said them hood demons is different.
Listen, let me tell you something. Because I had a new case manager, and I purposely, because I had men in this home. Both of my homes are men. I don't like to work with the women. The women like to do too much. I like to work with the men in this particular setting. But I made it my business to get a man. I said, listen, let me tell you, you got to watch. They're going to try to finesse you real quick. If you don't pay attention, they're going to finesse you real quick. You're going to be over here thinking they were supposed to do this, and they know good and well they ain't supposed to do none of that. But you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like
So
kids.
yeah. So like I said, I think we'll definitely coordinate with you guys to have you back on the show just to talk specifically, about that, and then being a person of faith in that field. Definitely like to hear more from that. Getting back to the show coming up, right? You've both kind of shared like the background to it, and one of the things we always talk about up here is the unity in the body of Christ, right? If this is successful, Husky, I'm sure you're going to be doing more of these, right? You're going to, be able to have connections with other people. So, I just want to encourage you, brother, that, all of this behind the scenes stuff is happening for a reason, right? It's they tell us don't pray for patience because God gonna give us, opportunities to be patient, right? So obviously you've been praying for patience. So,
No,
but talk to me about how you keep your love for people, man, and keep consistent, even in that, that challenge.
I've learned in this age to allow people to be where they are. Stop expecting people to be where I want them to be. And where they are. Allow I can learn how to handle them differently. I can talk to you, but I'm not gonna yell with you. I'm not gonna go off on you. I've learned how to deal with people where they actually are. Some people they need nurturing, and depending upon what we're doing, you might get the nurturing, you might not get it. Some people need mentoring, and depending upon where we are, you might get it, you might not get it. I think loving people is not as hard as we try to make it out to be. Because we have to remember, all of us have been idiots before. All of us have been dumb before. All of us haven't listened to somebody before that we should have listened that was trying to help.
Right.
Sometimes people will talk to me and they'll be like, I just get quiet. Well, why don't you say that? Because you're not listening and I'm not wasting my breath. So I start to put people where they are, deal with them accordingly, and just, love on them. Some people from afar, whether they're family or friends, some of them they get the long handle spoon, and then some of them they get, yeah, you can come back in the circle, but you can't keep dancing in and out. So, um, but like this show is going to be great, and I have to shout out my sponsors. Is that okay? Lady
Yep.
T, she sells sheets and clothes and stuff. Jaleisha Bell, that's my business partner. Take care of the background stuff that people don't know about. Shout out to Smoothie King, Corey Masters owns 3 Smoothie King. And every single event that I've done and I've asked him to be a part of, he has put his money where his mouth is, even when they didn't have it. If I call him and say, "Hey, I need this," he'd be like, "Okay, I got you. Look at your cash app." So shout out to Corey Masters, Smoothie King. Shout out to Center Harlot, Connie Burke and Zach Burke in Grand Prairie. They really have supported and sponsored Apryl. Info with Apryl. She's a good friend of mine. Every time I say we need to do something, she be like, "All right, how much do I need to pay?" So she's always the same way with Lady Q. I know I'm forgetting somebody. And I don't want to forget anybody because, the Bleak Empire, they're actually filming it. Shaquela and Wayne, excuse me, they're doing their thing. So thanks everybody that actually has done the behind the scenes work. And then, of course, the artists, Apryl, Jason, Norris, Daijah, Nicole George, and even Chris Baptiste. Chris Baptiste called me, "Hey, bro, what we need to do?" And I'm like, "For right now, nothing. Let's just get these sales up." But they have all been integral. All of them have pushed and done what we can to make this better. Even down to Daijah. Daijah is the baby of all of us, but Daijah is the one who we really we're excited about because she's singing and she's starting us off. She this is new for her. So giving her the shot we're giving her, like these other ones, they used to being on that stage, but Daijah's actually not used to being on the stage. And Faith to Life Network, they are also one of our sponsors. They have done a lot of work helping us put this together. So thanks Faith to Life Network, FTL Network. And so we've done a lot of work with a lot of people. And then TheReuPLive. Shout out to Dion, Tanya, and Shelton. Thank y'all so much to have us on your show. You didn't have to share your platform with us, but you did. So thank y'all.
You're welcome. And what we'll do, we are going to get 2 tickets and gift them to some of our audience. What we'll do on our next show on the 16th, so next Tuesday, I need everybody who listens to this show, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or you can be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on the 21st, I just want you to type, "I want to go." I want to go. And we're going to put your name in a hat, me, Dion, and Lasagna, and we're gonna pick two names out to go. And we'll cover the tickets for that. So on the 16th, we'll announce that next Tuesday. That work? That work for you, Dion? You want him to say something else, man?
We're gonna do 5 tickets.
You buying 5 tickets?
That's what he said. Now I said 2.
I know what you said, Shelton, but I said we're gonna do 5 tickets.
So you're gonna get the other 3. That's what I'm talking about, Dion. I love it.
Okay. Big. I love it. But yeah, just put in it, "I want to go." Yeah. And we're gonna pick some names and we're gonna announce it next week, on the show.
The day before I event too.
You said what?
The day before I'm doing an event as well.
Wow.
We're doing a small vendor event, so
okay.
Before, so
come on now.
So we're doing a lot of stuff in the community. We're always doing some sort of giveaway. And when I see all 3 of y'all, I got something for each one of you. For you, for Dion, and for you, Shelton. For Shelton and Carla. So I'm gonna make sure I give yours to Carla so you don't lose it. So yeah, I got something for all 3 of y'all for supporting us too.
Yes. Well, hey man, we definitely thank you for coming and joining us. We gotta have some more conversations. Like I said, Apryl, definitely want to talk to you about the mental health. Husky, you're welcome to pop on here anytime. I gotta hear I need funny Husky because these people be getting on your nerves. I can see the stress on your forehead, man. So I need funny Husky to pop up here. I'm gonna ask y'all this question that we had last week. We talked about because we got a lot of comments about it. We were talking about Christian artists collabing with secular artists. Will Smith, Kurt Franklin, Chandler Moore. What's your thoughts on that? I know what your thought is, Husky, because you over here working with Otis.
I love it. My only thing is that, you know, no matter who I work with, is that I stay true to who I am.
That's
Let me
what
tell you
Sonya
something.
said.
I went to South by Southwest, right? And I did a showcase down there. I was the only gospel person. I was the only singer. I was almost last. There was all of the rappers, the booty shakers, the whole nine, right? I get up to do what I do, but they all listened. They all took it in. They all came and talked to me afterwards. Because at the end of the day, I'm still authentically who I am, and I was there to support them. So they were there to support me. We were all doing this showcase together. And so some people, of course, did leave because there was so many so many different showcases going on. But those that stayed, we were able to make connections. So I'm authentically who I am everywhere I go.
That's why God did it
I
that way,
know
so
how
you
to.
could be
I know how
the.
to give you scripture without quoting the scripture and all
Come
that.
on now.
That's why God did it that way, so you could be the altar call at the end. You know what I mean?
Yep, there you go.
Basically,
I think when people
at
mess
first I was a little disgruntled about it, given that I had been up all literally. We came from Newark to Denver, from Denver to Austin. I had no sleep, and it was raining. We had turbulence like crazy, but nevertheless, we got there. We did what we had to do, and I slept after the show and all of that. But it was a great experience because I was able to still be authentically who I am and talk about the God I serve in the midst of people who were not talking about God at all.
That's the truth.
I'm gonna say it like this, and here's where the church messes up thoroughly. You can't season salt with salt. You have to season something that doesn't have any seasoning in it in order for it to get the salt of the earth. And if we're going to be the salt of the earth, I can't keep seasoning April. She already seasoned. I got to season people that need this salt so they can be salt of the earth where they're going. And if I'm assigned to a person that's at a concert or a play or a movie or a TV show, and I don't go and do what I'm assigned to do by God and love on them, then I'm not really living up to being an ambassador for Christ like I tell people. It is one thing for you to constantly tell people I'm the salt of the earth. We the salt of the earth. Well, I mean, if we salt in the church, who else are we salting? Who is
It's a
getting the
salty church, ain't it?
Air go all of the words that they say.
Come on now.
and anybody that ever had salt knows if you put too much salt in one place,
Ooh.
That's why we got a bunch of high blood pressure in the church.
Is that what it is?
Listen, it says to go ye forth.
right? And so
It tells you to go out. And I don't think we go out enough. And when we go out, you know, we need to be authentically who we are. I'm who I am everywhere. And it don't matter where I'm at. I'm going to be who I am. And there's always a person assigned to me. And I always meet the person that I'm supposed to be assigned to because I walk into a place authentically who I am. I know who I am.
also you don't know what God told that person to tell maybe a Will Smith, maybe to tell a Meg Thee Stallion, maybe to tell a Redman. I got a perfect example. I called my one of my homeboys is Redman from the fifth floor. We real cool. And I called him one day. He literally maybe 2 minutes before I called him said, I need a sign that you hear me. And I called him and I said, hey man, I just called to check on you and pray for you. Now, the funny part about all this is he's Muslim. But when I said I want to call and pray for you, he didn't hesitate to take the prayer. He was thinking about his sister that had died. He was thinking about the stuff that was going on in his life. And had I not called him because he lives a life I don't live, or he's doing things that I don't agree with, I didn't do my assignment. My assignment wasn't to judge him. My assignment was to love on him when he needed God the most. And it didn't matter how I felt about his lifestyle. It didn't matter what I thought about what I see. It mattered about God saying, call him right now and pray for him because he needs me. And you're going to talk for me. And so people they don't think about stuff like that. You don't know what God is telling Kirk Franklin to tell these artists that he has access to. Maybe he out there and he might be saving a life of 3. But we don't know that because I'm not in the personal conversation. And so I don't have time to judge Kirk and all of them. I mean, I'm sure there's some that ain't doing right. I don't have time to judge people. I got a hard enough time trying to live holy for God by myself.
And I think that's a good place to leave it, y'all. So Husky, do me a good favor. Thank you both for joining the show. Tell people, one, how to connect with you, how to follow Apryl, and then tell people how to get tickets to this here show here in Dallas.
You can follow me on Instagram, Big Husky 1, BIGHUSKY, the number 1. And you can do that on TikTok. On Facebook, it's just Big Husky. You'll see my picture. Also, you can go get a at the Arlington Improv TX. ArlingtonImprov.tx. You get tickets. You can search it. You'll see us up there smiling. Well, we ain't smiling on the picture. Everybody looks serious. So go ahead and get you a 2 top, a 4 top, a 8 top. Get you some tickets because we're gonna love on you. And you're gonna come and you're gonna have a good time, a good wholesome time that you could bring your kids to the show.
All right, and Apryl, how can we get in? How can our audience keep up with you?
On Instagram, it is I am .Apryl, APRYL. On TikTok, it is Apryl G. You'll see it. It says I am Apryl. My name is APRYL. And on Facebook, it's I am Apryl, APRYL.
All right.
And while you at it, I got a new single out. It's called It's Morning Time.
Come on now.
It's morning time. All right.
It's morning time. It is a song about worship, the experience of worship. It is not a worship song, but a song about the worship experience.
All
little
right.
Neo soul vibe, little something.
You don't mind if we pop that on the next show that we have you, right? Okay. All right.
No doubt.
All right. Hey, Husky, Apryl, thank you guys for joining us. We're really excited about the show. Like I said, we got a lot of people that's going to be listening to this even after the fact. If you listen to this and it's before the 16th, go ahead and type in the notes, I want to go. All right. And then me, Dion, and Asanya going to pick some names. Dion said 5. I said 2. Dion said 5, right? But we gonna get some tickets in your hand and have a good time. Come out there and join us. We're gonna come out and definitely support. Love you guys, and we're looking forward to the next one.
All right, y'all. See y'all later.
Talk show where I'm kicking it in.